Brain fog at work is not just annoying, it's expensive. When somebody starts to lose their focus, lose their trail of thought, start second guessing themselves, it doesn't necessarily mean that they are incompetent. It perhaps might mean that they are going through perimenopause. And also when somebody starts to lose their cognitive focus, their performance shifts. And when their performance shifts, that impacts their bottom line. It impacts their income because they don't show up fully for the value that they truly offer, and they don't show up for their negotiating power, which means that they lose their income capacity. In today's video, I'm going to talk about how brain fog impacts your performance and how your performance impacts your income, the hidden costs around that, and what you need to do to fix that. My name is Victoria Honey, and I help ambitious women just like you navigating perimenopause, increase your earning capacity so that you can thrive through perimenopause. A lot of us ambitious women in our 40s feel like there's so much more inside of us for us to give. Some of us have started our own companies. Some of us are directors, we are managers, we are founders. I mean, I myself, I have my own coaching business. And I know that this is not the time for me to be slowing down. This is the time for me to rev up the gear and just go out there and make the bigger impact that I want and also earn the money that I truly, truly desire. So this is not the time for us to slow down. So when we start to have, losing our trail of thought, we feel like we're forgetting things and brain fog, and we start to have all this self-doubt. This can really, really trickle down into our performance as well as the income that we want. And when we feel like we can't make the money that we want, we start to have anxiety. And the anxiety always comes from the fact that we feel like we're not going to be able to take care of ourselves. And when we feel like we don't have enough to take care of ourselves, or we don't have the capacity to create more wealth, we start to have more anxiety. So the loop keeps on going, keeps on going. So brain fog is not just about forgetting things. The bigger impact is the way we feel about ourselves. And when it impacts our performance, it impacts our income. And when it impacts our income, it starts to impact our identity. And when we lose our identity, things start to go downhill from there. So this is not the time for us to start to think that we are incompetent, because a lot of people in their 40s are actually going through perimenopause. And a lot of people always think that whatever it is that is happening to them at the body level, there's something else that is wrong with them. Maybe they're feeling insecure. Maybe they're feeling like their brain fog is, going all over the place. Maybe they're feeling like they can't sleep or that kind of thing. So instead of them having to work with the root cause of what that is, they're taking the wrong medication. Whereas this is biology. We are in our 40s, we are going through perimenopause. Awareness is so key, because when we have awareness, we can do whatever it takes to improve our biology than to just fix it with band-aid medication. So when we're in our 40s, we are going through perimenopause. And perimenopause is when the most important hormones that we have start to influctuate, start to decline, and it starts to influctuate. Mostly it declines when we're in our 40s. And one of the biggest one is the estrogen. We have the estrogen, we have the progesterone, and we have the testosterone. Those are the three biggest ones. So the estrogen is what impacts our memory and verbal fluency. That's what it impacts. And if that declines, of course, the strength of our brain will start to decline as well, which would mean that we will lose our focus, we will lose our train of thought, we will lose our memories, we will forget things, we'll be rereading emails to understand it. We're working so hard to perform because our brain is not holding enough of the information that we're taking in, and we're not able to pour that information into the value or the people that we're trying to pour it into. So that's when we start to have all this self-down. Progesterone is what helps us to calm down and regulate our nervous system. Because when we start to feel intolerant or irritable or pain and angry because of something or somewhere or in our environment, is because our progesterone is down. So we don't have the capacity to tolerate anything. And that's when we don't have a lot of patience. Our testosterone is what impacts our confidence and drive. And when we don't have a drive for going after our dreams, or we don't have, the ambition to have bigger dreams, or we just don't have the compassion, no, not the compassion, but the strength to go after our dreams, that's when you know that the testosterone is lower. So these are important things. These are important hormones that we are missing. And these are inevitable, especially when we're in our 40s and we're going through perimenopause. These hormones will definitely go down. And it's so important that we are aware of it, that we can't treat these symptoms by just, go on a specific medication. We really need to treat these symptoms with a proper doctor, with the proper medication, with topping up our hormones. And when we have these looked at, that's when we start to build more confidence and we start to feel more ourselves, because a lot of us are losing ourselves because of these hormonal influctuation. And the more we bring more awareness to this, that's when we're going to start to see ourselves taking care of ourselves more. And then our performance will start to increase. And then our income will start to increase as well. Because I noticed that when we start to lose our, cognitive function, it brings a lot of anxiety. And the anxiety is coming from the fact that we are feeling like our earning capacity is being reduced. And when we feel like our income capacity is reducing, we feel like we can't take care of ourselves, which would mean that in our 50s and 60s, we feel like we're going to, be poor. And that doesn't feel good at the body level. And that's why we have a lot of anxiety. But this is the time for us to bring more awareness to this and take care of ourselves so that we can be out there creating the exchange, making the money that we want so that we can increase our bucket, we can increase our bank account, we can increase our income. So awareness is so key here that it's not about incompetency. We're not losing our competency, but we are moving through a natural transition of life, which everybody has to move through. We can't avoid it. A lot of people always avoid perimenopause. They're thinking about menopause that is going to happen in, I don't know, in 10 years, but they forget about the first 10 to 15 years before menopause. Forget about that because this is the time when we start to lose the cognitive function way early before we get to menopause. This is the time that we really need to listen to our body, be aware of what's changing, and take action right away. When you don't feel sharp, you hesitate more, you second guess yourself, you over prepare, and you don't speak up. And that shows up in different ways at work. Maybe we are very slow with our decision making. We're not strategic with our thinking. We are not visible at work. We're not allowing ourselves to sit in the room that we're supposed to sit in. And we're not allowing ourselves to step up into our brilliance or own our brilliance in front of our people, in front of our clients, in front of our bosses. We're not allowing ourselves to step into that. And when your performance is neutral at work and in your company, there are consequences, especially when it comes to your income. Our income is not based on what we used to think about when we were 30 years old. The pay tricks that we had when we were younger. We had to work so hard. We had to prove ourselves. We have to be present at work. A lot of us, we were just there to prove ourselves to our boss. We didn't want to lose our jobs. We were working long hours. And now in our 40s, the income matrix is totally different because our hormones fluctuate and it impacts the way we operate. And we can't play the game the way we used to play it when we were younger. So the matrix is different, especially if we want to increase our bottom line. So the matrix is different, as I said. So brain fog, when it starts to happen, it impacts our decision making, the speed of our decision making. It impacts our confidence, the way we show up fully for the positions we are in. It impacts the visibility that we have. It doesn't allow us to step into the rooms that allows us to command the respects or allows us to get the opportunities that we want. It also impacts the risk tolerance that we have. When we are in our 40s, it's about taking risks. It's about allowing ourselves to ask for the pay rise. It's allowing ourselves to step into bigger opportunities, starting that business, making that offer, closing that sale, signing that contract. And with brain fog, when we start to have self-doubt and insecurity, we're not allowing ourselves to step into that. So our risk tolerance is really low, as well as we're not allowing ourselves to expand into make bigger moves, make those expansive moves, which means maybe asking for that promotion, changing that job, or, just starting that business. We're not allowing ourselves to do that because we feel so insecure. And then we're also not allowing ourselves to step into bigger opportunities or stepping into leadership roles that allows us to increase our bottom line. So brain fog is not only about clarity, it's about something bigger than that. And as I said earlier, we start to lose our confidence. We start to doubt ourselves. We start to feel like we are fake. We're not good enough. And when we're feeling like that, we're not stepping fully into the brilliance that we know we can, or we're not allowing ourselves to deliver at the top-notch level that allows us to command the rate that we truly, truly want. And here's the biggest twist of it all. When your performance deep, your self-trust drops. And then when your self-trust drops, your ambition starts to shrink, which means that you start to stay complacent. You start to stay in positions that truly doesn't turn you on. You stay complacent in your business, or some of us even close down our businesses because we don't feel that we are capable enough. We don't have the energy to keep it moving, or we stay on the baseline on our income. We don't allow ourselves to expand our income, allow ourselves to make more money or grow our business. We just allow ourselves to be complacent at the business level. And we start to embody the identity of somebody that doesn't have drive, doesn't have goals, doesn't dream big. Or we start to embody the identity of somebody that just isn't capable. And when you have that identity of somebody that is not capable, You know what that really means. It means that your bottom line, your income bottom line is going to go. You would be bored about your life. You will feel like nothing is moving for you. You start to blame everyone else except yourself. You are going to start to spiral in this belief that this is your moment, that is all over, that you can't do anything else about it, that it's too late, that your time has passed, and you start to spiral in that, and then you give up completely on everything that you know that you could achieve, especially when you know that there's a lot of people that are achieving their goals and you are not doing whatever it is that you can take it to do to get there. You start to have depression. You start to feel bad about yourself, and then this could cause a lot of self-harm that is not going to help you progress. So this is not the time for us to be plateaued in our income. Some of us have already had our kids. We have, bought the house, had the car, got married, and we're now back at work. We are back in our business. This is the time for us to thrive economically as well. This is not the time for us to slow down. But when we start to allow these perimenopausal symptoms to impact us, it really impacts our bottom line. And when I'm talking about bottom line, it's impacting the way we invest. So we're not accumulating wealth. We're not allowing us to think strategically with our investments. So we're not investing in the right stocks or investment or equity. A lot of us don't even have investments. So we're not accumulating our wealth. We're not allowing ourselves to step into leadership roles that allows us to increase our bottom line. We're staying complacent and just earning the amount that we were earning when we were younger. This is the time for us to ask for our rate, negotiate our salary, create a business that allows us to thrive economically as well. Increase our rates because we know that we can deliver on the value, we can deliver on the promises that we are giving to our client. Step into that bigger project as well. So perimenopause for me is not about only a health transition. I don't think about it as a health transition. It is, because the hormonal fluctuations and the impact on our health is definitely there. But how I think about it is also an economical transition as well. It impacts our bottom line. And we don't want to start to have anxiety. We don't want to have stress around money. We want to feel capable. We want to feel strong. We want to feel confident. We want to have trust that we can build our wealth as well. But if we're not bringing awareness to this and taking care of ourselves, instead of us being in the preventative care or protective care, like when we're already in perimenopause and all falling apart, we're taking ourselves now, we're taking care of ourselves then. I want to introduce you or invite you to start to get into preventative care so that you take care of your mind way early before you even start to feel like the brain fog is happening right in your business or in your life, so that before you start to even think that the brain fog is actually happening, you are taking care of yourself, doing all the things that you need to do to thrive in your 40s, 50s, and 60s, especially when you're going through perimenopause. So what do you need to do to prevent anything from happening, or to heal your brain, or to build more cognitive strength? What do you need to do? The first thing I would recommend is you need to get your sleep intact. You need to have a regular time that you go to bed. And you need to protect your sleep as if it's an asset. And it is an asset. So you need to make sure you get at least 8 hours sleep, because your brain needs to recover. Your brain needs to rest. You cannot be having 4 hours or 6 hours sleep. You can't be having that. So you really need to do whatever it takes to get 8 hours sleep. So if you're planning to go to bed at 10 o'clock, make sure that by 9 o'clock, you're off TV, you're off the phone, and you allow your brain to rest so that you can sleep quite early. That's the first thing. The second thing you need to do is you need to improve your cognitive strength, which means read books. Read books. You need to get into reading a lot of books, because a lot of us, we're not reading anymore. We're just on the phone, just scrolling through TikTok, Instagram, LinkedIn. We're not allowing ourselves to read. Get back to reading. Get your Kindle, buy books, fictional books, business book, personal development book. Get into reading and let your brain work itself. So important. There's also some, crosswords on the iPhone that you can, download. Those are beautiful as well, especially if you're on the train and you don't want to read, or you're flying or something. You can also have those games that allows you to practice your brains. They're just great as well. So you can download those as well. So allow yourself to strengthen your brain. The third thing is that you need to stabilize your blood sugar. Stabilize your blood sugar. All the carbohydrate, they all need to stop by 3 o'clock, if not earlier. No white food, no rice, no bread, no sugar, no alcohol. You need to reduce all those. By 3 o'clock, drop those so that your blood sugar is lower, so that you have more conserved energy. So you don't want to be eating the food that are going to be causing a lot of inflammation. You want food that are fiber, food that can heal your body, that can give you more natural strength. Have a non-negotiable boundaries around your time. Don't let anything consume your time. Anything that would take over your time, you need to block those. block all energy leaks around your time, around your body, around your mind, block all those. So important. And what are the things that really, really light you up? What are the things that would nourish you? Water those. Add more of those into your life. Anything that is distracting you, that is draining your energy, you weed those out of your life. I always like to talk about our lives as a garden. We water the things that are fully nourishing for our garden. We water those. We add more of those to our life. We do more of those. The things that are not nourishing, the things that are draining us, we weed those out. We weed those out. And the things that are truly going to allow our garden to blossom, we add more of those in. So the things that are going to help you feel more healthy, like reading your book, lemon water, meditation, going for walks, exercising, those kind of things, you add more of those into your life. So think of your life as a garden. Add the things that you need, weed the things that you need to weed out, and add more things and water the things that are truly, truly going to allow your garden to blossom. That's another thing that you need to do. And another thing that I would say that you need to do is exercise, strength training. It's beautiful for our brain as well. It builds resilience for our bone. It increases bone density, but it also allows our mind. It increases our resilience as well. So exercise, strength training. You need to adapt to that. You need to increase that. You need to add that more into your life as well. So not only focus on cardio. Cardios are great, but when we're going through perimenopause, there's a certain level of cardio that we need to indulge in. I would say just walking is just enough, and lots of strength training than the cardio that is just putting our bodies in stress mode. Those are not good for us. So less cardio and more strength training, those are important. So those are a few of the things that I think that you need to do right away to start to empower yourself, to start to heal your brain right now. So I have a free gift for you. It's called Earning Power Symptom Checklist. This is going to allow you to see all the symptoms that you might have and how it's impacting your earning power. So important. Clarity is key, as I said earlier. We want to think about, preventative care instead of protective care. We want to take care of ourselves before we start to lose our capacity to make more money. So if this video resonates with you, I'd like to invite you to watch one of these videos. These videos, I have, so many tips on how you can increase your earning capacity. So I hope you find these videos insightful. So if you love today's video, just make sure you go ahead and watch these videos as well. So this channel, I do daily videos to empower beautiful humans just like you, to empower you with the tools and resources you need to increase your earning capacity. So if you don't want to miss any of these videos, I want to invite you to subscribe, because I release daily videos and I know that you would love those as well. So I can't wait to see you on my next video. So subscribe and I'll see you soon.